Hey everybody, it's Chris Mancini, Managing Attorney with Ridgway Law Group here. I'm here with Christine McCoy and her son Ryan from the McCoy Team for Coldwell Banker. Thank you guys for being here with me.
Absolutely, thanks for inviting us.
You may or may not know, which you probably don't, but CTN, Ridgway Law Group's turning 10 years old this year.
Woohoo!
So big
awesome.
thing. So the theme of today is just, talking to you guys a little bit about your experience over the last 10 years. Brian, obviously you don't have quite 10 years in the business yet, but you will soon enough. Happy to have you both here. Christine, when did you start real estate?
So about 11 years. I started as a solo agent with a boutique firm and joined Coldwell Banker about 7 years ago and started a team. And now we're up to 12 agents.
You guys are winning all kinds of awards left and right. Ryan's like the new up and coming guy here.
Yeah, I got started with her about 6 years ago. So it was right after she started the team. I joined and got my license and started working with her.
And you were actively as an agent like while you were still in college, I feel like.
Yeah, so I got my license in college, came home in the summers I'd work for, and then when I graduated, I went full-time.
He was the best assistant I ever had.
Absolutely.
He drove me around and I could work. It was great.
It's the best.
And he learned a ton.
My son will be there soon enough, I feel like. Just anyway. Talk a little bit about, what it's meant to you, what it's like been growing up in the business, and talk about, you being a local to the community and what that feels like for you and being a professional now.
Yeah, so growing up in the business, it was obviously, I enjoyed it a lot. It's kind of what made me want to do it. She started when I was 15 or 16, right around there. Yeah. And so growing up, I just always listened to those conversations, and then when I came home in the summers and I worked with her, I listened to kind of everything and just loved it. Went to college for marketing, not using my degree, but
sure you are.
A little bit, in a way. But yeah, I mean, I love real estate. Growing up here, obviously it's helped me because I know the area pretty well. My first job was actually Fisher's Popcorn.
Yeah.
So it's,
Talk a little bit more and tell me about being an agent and talking to your clients about how growing up here, being from here, and what that means to you.
It helps me talk about the changes that have happened here because obviously over the last 20 years, this area has grown tremendously.
Right.
I think that helps because I grew up when it was before COVID. In the winter, it was dead here.
Right.
Now in the winter, it's still active around here.
Yeah.
I think that's the biggest part that helps me, is just I know kind of the changes that have happened over the past couple of years and how it's grown around here. My clients like it because they feel like they have somebody that knows the area, grew up around the area, and also it helps me refer them people and they have somebody trusted that can talk to them and if they need a contractor, if they need a painter or something, they can always come to me.
Yeah, building that trust is huge with the clients. You know,
Yeah,
and
he does a great job with that. And he, like you said, he started. Actually, I don't know what I would have done without him during COVID because he came home from college and was like able to help during that craziness.
Yeah.
When we have all these people move in and he's able to really talk about the culture of the area.
Right.
And we don't talk a lot about school systems because you have to be really careful
Right.
about saying stuff. But he grew up in the school system here, so he can talk to parents really intelligently and really has the inside take on the culture, the personality of our towns and things like that.
What made us a great team when we still work together with a lot of clients, but a lot of buyers when they were coming here, the parents would talk to them, but they would also talk to me about their kids because their kids are moving here and they're about to grow up here.
Right.
What was it like?
Absolutely.
That kind of thing.
And then they have their grandkids. A lot of people with their grandkids too, they want to hear about what's available for, young people to do with small children.
And new home buyers really, I think they like the perspective of somebody that's older and maybe bought or sold a few homes, but they really like the way he can guide them as a young professional trying to buy your first home and where to go to do things and stuff like that. So I think he's really had an impact with our first-time home buyers because he's really good at the hand-holding and understanding what they don't understand in the process and making sure he walks them completely.
Yeah, having gone through it probably more quickly than you or I have, or more recently, I should say, not more quickly, more recently than you or I have. So talk a little bit about that technology aspect of what you guys, what changes in the last 10 years have you seen from a technology standpoint that you think have benefited your business and then also like you as agents? Because obviously you're coming at it from two ends of the spectrum, right? You're agents, but also, Christine, it's the brokerage is a business, and your team is a big part of that.
Well, and as we've grown, we learn more and more about technology because when you start, you can do paper and pencil, and then you have to have a CRM, that's built up, and you have to know how to use the CRM. So training is really important, making sure we keep up with all of our clients, how to keep up with the database.
Yeah.
But more recently, as we've grown as large as we have, as the process gets strained, as it does when you grow, we've built a large operational system kind of behind the scenes to help keep in touch with clients, help keep our transaction coordinators on pace, because we have a full-time transaction coordinator, help to keep our marketing staff on pace. So everybody has this one portal. They can go in and see exactly what they have to do to get that listing up, to get that buyer completed, you know, how to get the sale through, how to communicate with their clients.
It creates a process for you,
yes.
right? Makes it so that it's streamlined across the, you know, the spectrum, which is what we do, right? Process.
Exactly.
So Ryan, in your time having been an agent, tell me one lesson that you take with you throughout your time and you kind of come back to on occasion when you need to kind of, you know, touch home. There's no wrong answer.
I think I've learned in this business is you don't always need to know right away. Being young in the business, I always felt the need to have to know something right away, but clients are okay if you get back to them. If you say, hey, let me check on that, as long as you get back to them. Tell them you're going to get back to them by the end of the day, get back to them by the end of the day. Don't wait. Responsiveness and just, just knowing your facts and not just making something up on the spot.
And now that you guys, with the growth that you've had, you've touched a lot of, you know, areas of the business. You've had a lot of interactions over the last 10 years. Tell me about what you value in your trusted partners, your attorneys, your lenders, your vendors, your, you know, cleaners, everybody. What do you value the most and what do they bring to the table to help you?
I think the biggest thing for me is I like solutions-oriented people. So there's always new problems. You know, somebody said when I started in the business, you're never going to have the same deal twice. You're always going to be learning. And I was like, what? How hard can it be, right? And you know, as everybody thinks, you just show houses. And yet, we stumble across new problems all the time. And you meet agents and trusted partners who can work with you to accomplish things. And those are the people we really trust. The respectful, behind-the-scenes communication that is like, hey, we have an issue. How are we going to handle this? And we're talking behind the scenes, seamless to our clients without the drama, right? So we keep the drama contained, and the seamlessness is really important to me. And
Try to keep that dirty laundry in the drawer as best you can, right?
And we're like swimming really fast behind the scenes, but they don't need to know that. And if we come up with a creative solution together to get things handled in you know, perspective of our client, I think that is actually one of the most valuable things, because you have like, sometimes you run into an agent or, you know, one of our trusted partners, well, it wouldn't be, maybe a newer partner, I would say, and they just like, okay, well, this didn't work, sorry. You're like, but wait, there's more. You know, like,
what else can you do?
There has to be a solution.
There has to be more to this.
Yes, I don't believe in total roadblocks. Very rarely is there actually a full roadblock. And I think we need to all believe that behind the scenes.
Absolutely. I mean, it's a transaction, right? And transactions kind of have to occur by the nature of the definition.
Yes.
So it's one of those things. There's a solution to everything, and I think, I think it's important when we get to work with people like you to understand that solutions can be collaborative too.
Yeah, and I heard one thing one time was the base of the deal. You have a buyer who wants to buy the house and you have a seller who wants to sell the house.
Right.
Now we have to figure out how to make it happen. And I think that's our job behind the scenes is making sure we can make that happen, because you have the base of the transaction.
Right. And they're not as skilled at getting through the process. So we have to be the skilled set that is walking them through the process and handling the issues behind the scenes. But I would say, like, there's one more thing that really, really drives who we work with, and that is the respectful nature of dealing with, you know, your paralegals and my assistant and our coordinator and things like that. The respect behind the scenes and trusting the other partner, it takes time to build that up, but it really comes in effective communication and respectful communication. When things go wrong, I make mistakes, you make mistakes, he makes mistakes. It's not a blast, and it's not a throwing the under the bus. It's like, oh my gosh, okay, well, we'll fix it because this is how we're going to handle it.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's one of those things, you know, I was told, to your point, like I was told at one point, you know, good relationships are created because you get along with somebody. Great relationships take time, right? Like a marriage, like it gets better with like fine wine. And it's important that we in the industry develop that relationship, right? And if you understand how each other work and what makes each other tick, and you're respectful, like you said, it really, you know, goes a long way in in making the deal seamless for the client.
Yep.
Because if we're working together, we have the same client.
Right.
90% of the time.
Yeah.
And that's the ultimate goal, is making it seamless for them, making them happy at the end of the day.
And keeping our team's frustration to a minimum. You know, we know we're going to be able to rely on you. You know you're going to be able to rely on us.
Absolutely.
Yep.
I mean, I feel like as title people too, like I'm dessert to the deal.
Yeah.
Right? Like I have to be good because if people remember dessert. You guys have done so much work to get the meal on the table that if I mess dessert up, then we're all screwed. So.
Well, and they truly look at us like a team.
Absolutely.
So if we refer you and our lender, they expect us to be all parties on deck, like full A squad.
Absolutely.
And, if we have a B or a C in there, you know, we don't want that.
You worry a little bit when that happens. I mean, it happens. You get it from now and then. So lastly, we're coming up on 10 years for us. And what do you guys see the next 10-year trend to be?
I'm just fighting the AI challenge right now.
Yeah.
We're trying to automate like the daily tasks of somebody that I said, you know, if a monkey can do it, we should automate it, right? And that's my new line. So, but I don't know how to do it. You know, I can't look
I'm not a monkey.
I'm not a monkey. I can't do Claude. I can't do Perplexity. I'm trying to figure them out. But we have to hire the right people. And I really think staying on top of the technology will make us more proficient for our clients and spend the time that we're good at. I mean, our people skills are what we do this business for. Right. And the negotiation skills. Those don't go away with AI and all those things.
And I think it's a balance, like you said, of understanding, you know, that there's a AI, there's a technological aspect of things, but then also we have to balance that with the human aspect of like people are still yearning for that person-to-person contact as much as Claude's going to take our jobs.
Yes.
And I think that's key is, you know, Claude and all these things, you can build all these great systems that are going to automate stuff, but you still have to, you're the person behind the transaction. It still needs to be very
I can't
personable.
imagine a place that, or a time when somebody's just going to be like, I want to buy $1 million property, but I don't want a human to do it. I want a robot. You know, like it doesn't make sense to me. I don't know. Maybe we'll get there, but I don't.
Now on Amazon.
I think people still want to connect.
I do.
People are still people.
I think people, and I think that was one of the things that we came out of COVID understanding better about ourselves.
Absolutely.
Is that we want to be connection to people. So,
absolutely.
Speaking of connection, thank you guys so much for coming today. It's been
Thank you.
great catching up with you.
Yep. We love working with you and your team.
You are amazing. We're really thankful. Whenever we get a contract from the McCoy team, we kind of do a little mini fist pump. So, thank you so much for being a part of this, and then thank you guys for taking a minute to follow along with us. Appreciate it, and everybody, see you out there.
Thanks.
Thanks.